All right, so here we are on the Chanceman website. First thing you'll probably notice is it is organized by quest. This is because it was made with random QP in mind, so it's very quest focused. But eventually, I'll add other activities like medium and hard clue scroll steps, or like fishing trawler, um, various other things that might have required items, but are not specifically quests. The same way that the bronze axe unlocked a bunch of stuff. But right now, we're just focused on quest, and I have 3 quests here as examples of some of the main functionality. But first, you'll see cook's assistant. We've got bucket of milk, pot of flour, egg, um, and these are the 3 states that an item can be in: either fully unlocked and accessible, which it's green, unlocked but not accessible, which we'll get to in a second, which it's yellow, and locked. So if we go down here and click unlocked, now it is green. Now why is that? And why is this yellow? Well, because if we scroll down here, here is items. This is a full list of all the items in the database. The first step is going to be putting every tradable item in this database so that you can check off everything as you unlock it. You can also do a search function. So you probably know just from personal knowledge, bucket of milk requires a bucket. Now, when there's a ton of items, this will be more useful. When you type in bucket, it shows you every quest that requires something with buck in it. So I guess we'll go full bucket. And it also shows you the items of all of the items that are in the database. And as you can see, regular bucket, not unlocked. So once we go to regular bucket and unlock it, now bucket of milk is fully unlocked. Similarly, we have pot unlocked and we have grain unlocked. If grain wasn't unlocked, pot of flour is not unlocked, right? It is unlocked, but it's not accessible. So that is the main functionality. And then you need to press save to save these features to the database. There are other like composite items. So this is any pickaxe, because like the knight's sword, you need blurite, which means you need any pickaxe. Now, of course, that's very complicated because then what do you do with like the crystal pickaxe? You could unlock the crystal pickaxe, you could use it, but that also requires its own items and also requires Song of the Elves, and then Song of the Elves requires all this stuff. So I've also created these kind of fill-in objects. So none, pretty self-explanatory. This quest has no requirements, so the only thing in there is none. So you could Google, you could search none, and it will show you every quest that has none requirements. That's great. But also, locked. Now, locked is always locked. You can unlock it, but don't. There's no point to it. Locked is a placeholder for me because in that example, right, with the crystal pickaxe, okay, well, so I'm going to have so any pickaxe will have dependencies that are bronze pickaxe, iron pickaxe, steel pickaxe, all of those as options. And if any of those are are unlocked and accessible, then this will be green, right? Thumbs up, great. Except crystal pickaxe and third age pickaxe, which require clue scrolls and Song of the Elves and all this sort of stuff. So those two will just have their requirement be locked. And until I fully map out all of the quests and all of the stuff and get to medium clue scrolls and blah, 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 third age pickaxe will just be locked. Song of the Elves will just be locked. Because I don't want to have to map Song of the Elves so that I have the proper dependencies for crystal pickaxe so that I can map out a knight's sword, the knight's sword, whatever it's called, right? I shouldn't have to do Song of the Elves for every single, I shouldn't have to map out Song of the Elves just so that I can like put Doric's quest in here. So I have the locked item for cases like that. It's just a fill in. Eventually, there will be nothing with the locked item. But to start, every quest is going to have the locked item. So the roadmap ahead is putting every tradable item in the database so that they're all here. Then adding all the quests, that'll be really quick. Then adding all the quest items like this. And then going through and adding all of the dependencies for those items. And that's what's going to take a long time. So having, adding these 3 is no big deal. But if I don't have the dependencies, then they're always going to be green, and that's not terribly helpful because you have Quest Helper to tell you what the actual required items are. What is helpful about the site is the dependency trees. And so having to go quest by quest or item by item and add all its dependencies in there is kind of the last step for that. So that's kind of the roadmap ahead. And I think I will, maybe, or I don't know, you can reach out now if you want to use the site, but I'll be adding items. And I don't really feel like until I have the full item database, it's going to be terribly useful. But if you want to just, I don't know, have it now and have the username and login, you can use it and check off items as you'd like. But I feel like it'll be really useful once the full database is there. So whatever, email me, let me know. But yeah, this is kind of a tour of where it is so far. So thank you.